Hi, everyone. Welcome to this week's Oracle card readings and astrology weather update. I'm Desiree, your intuitive counselor here at Soulpath Astrology. If this is your first time here, welcome. It's always a pleasure to have new viewers. If you're returning, thank you guys. It's always lovely to have your energy co-collaborating in this space. And I could definitely use all the energy I can get today. My father passed away today. And, like many of us, my relationship to the masculine has been complex to say the least. So, with his passing, there's actually been some really beautiful gifts that have come with that. And not the least of which has been an opportunity for me to reflect on my relationship with my own dad, obviously, but just with the masculine generally. And also to sort of really go beyond that into the masculine as a force collectively. Now we're in Scorpio season. We changed over last week, and we're going to be just really seeping in this deep energy of depth psychology and our shadows and our wounds and some of our deepest felt longings and desires and our relationship to them. So rather than focusing on any of the specifics of the astrology, because honestly, I just don't have the RAM to do it this week. In light of today, I'm just like, we're just going to speak from the gut, speak in broad strokes and straight up from my personal experience so that I don't, because that's what's easiest for me, is to use my own life as the example and to speak from my gut, from my own lived experience. And Scorpio season is unique in its ability to help us deep dive into those. It's like the basement of our psyche. It's the most hidden dark corners of our soul, the parts of ourselves, our deepest desires and longings that we've ignored. And for the feminine, and this has nothing to do with your biology and everything to do with the energy signature, the feminine longs to be held and provided for and protected. It is desire. And the masculine is to hold the space and the container for that, to create a field that allows for this expression, the desire to take manifest. And fuck, was I ever conditioned to not ask for what I want? To be taught that, to not ask for my desires, to be easy, to hold within myself anything that might be a burden or might be problematic, that would make me most lovable. If I could be simple, if I could not have over dramatic feelings, if I could not have needs really of my own, then that would make me the easiest person to love. And as a little girl longing for her daddy's love, I would do anything it took to become what was needed to earn that love. And that's the theme really that's been coming up. Right. And one of the things I've been facing, and something that occurred to me while I was out walking my dog, was this: the negative space around stuff is why you can see it. So it's the silence. Just as I said that, my fridge shut off. It's in the silence that sound can be heard, right? So we'll call that negative space. I don't mean negative like bad, but the absence of something is what allows something to be seen. The shape of a letter on the page, you can see it because of the not letter around it. And so in that, I was thinking about the absence of somebody, and in that negative space, the relationship that you build with them in your mind, inside yourself, and how, as an avoidant, attached person, often my whole relationship to people would be internalized. Then I would only reveal like the tiniest little bit of it externally. And yet inside, I was having this whole other dynamic, this entire relationship that was just within me and never shared. And so the longing for this deep connection, the longing for actual union with the masculine requires that we share our deepest desires, our deepest longings, that we embody them absolutely and share them without any reserve whatsoever. Like, just risk it. Scorpio season is asking us to go deep, deep, deep into our bellies and ask, like, what is it that most longs to be manifest in you? What desires do you hold within you? What is your most unabashed, unedited, like longing. And can you imagine what it would feel like to fully have that in your life? And can you ask for that from that place of already having it? Can you be so bold as to risk the deepest of rejections by asking for the deepest of your heart's longings? And when I say that, like tears well up because that has been one of my deepest fears. And I think because it's mine, I suspect that others have a similar one. And maybe you've struggled to find words to put your finger on it, to express it. But oh, fuck, it's scary to ask for what you really want and to ask for it, not to go get it yourself, but to ask for it in this vulnerable, open place of longing. But can you? Will you? Will you risk the deepest of intimacies? Like, this is really what Scorpio season is asking us to do. And in the heels of my father's passing, where I can no longer ask him for that connection, can I ask the other men in my life for that? Can I ask the masculine within myself for that? Can I ask you for that? Can you ask me? I mean, this is what true intimacy is. Into me, I see. Intimacy. I let you see inside me, and you are allowed to see inside me. This is, and to do so safely, you have to have such good boundaries. It seems like such a paradox, but in order to fully give someone a yes, you have to have such a well-developed no. You have to own that no. That's the inner masculine, is the no, right? So you have to have such a beautifully healthy, strong relationship with your no so that you can actually, when you offer your yes, offer it utterly and completely. That's today's astro report. Let's do the cards, you guys. Which I think I left somewhere. Fuck. Well, I wrote them down. So I'm just going to tell you what they are. The first one was the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords, card one, is new beginnings. It's putting down your defenses. It's starting new ideas. Swords is about ideas and communication. And so when the page shows up, it's like having this curiosity. Can you be willing to be curious? So there's almost a quality of the Fool card involved in it. Like, can you allow yourself to be wildly creative, to go way off script, to try something completely new and be open? Like, true curiosity is such a beautiful energy to reside in. And so the Page of Swords is asking you to connect with that. Be curious. What if this is something you've never experienced before? Instead of falling back on what you already know, the disappointment, the being let down, the I don't want to ask because it's always no. What if this time it could be different? And what if it could be different because you're approaching it with your wide open heart instead of cynicism? Fair cynicism, cynicism born from experience. But what if this situation is a new situation? The Page of Swords is inviting you into this brand newness. So I hope that landed. Ah, man. Card two. Card two was the Two of Cups. So this is like a similar octave to the Lover's card. It's very much about new relationships, either a deepening in an existing one or just a brand new one. It can often point towards soulmates, towards like a really beautiful, completely vibrant and living expression of relationship between two. And maybe it's your inner masculine and feminine. Maybe it's you and another. Maybe it's your desires and your capacity to make them come to life. About being in right balance of the doing, and the being, the receiving and the giving. So the feminine aspect within us is the thing that's most closely connected to the divine. That is the thing that is the conduit for this creative of lifing, of its creating its next highest evolution, its next organic unfoldment. And then the masculine is the doing that brings that to light. So the Two of Cups, it's that. It's this pointing towards this beautiful unification of those two polarities within the self, within the other. It's asking you to ask, and it's asking you to trust in yourself to provide. It's asking you to get so damn clear on your yes and so certain of your no and your ability to hold your no and your ability to utterly surrender to your yes. This is the energy of the Two of Cups. I mean, it's more like the Lover's card, but here it is. I mean, I'm in this amplified place. We're going to speak to it from that higher octave place. Two of Cups, so beautiful. So beautiful. If this was your card, are you in a relationship? Have you healed this union within yourself? What is your relationship to your yes and your no? Maybe spend some time on that. And don't preemptively know your yes. This isn't about knowing yourself, like no, N-O-ing yourself. It's about saying no to anything that is not yourself, that is not your desire. It's saying not today if it's not in alignment with your deep yes. It's a no. The greatest service you can provide, the deepest provision and protection you can provide yourself is to say no to anything that is not your deepest yes. Last card 3, it was the Knight of Pentacles. And this one shows up when you're about to start a new job, often. A new business idea. Pentacles often has to do with money. It has to do with the 3D world, generally speaking. So maybe it's a new house or a new health routine or something to do with your physicality or 3Dness. It has to do with determination. He's the only knight who's not moving forward. His horse is just solid. Like all the other knights, the horse is like in motion, but with the Knight of Pentacles, he's standing still. And with it is sometimes a degree of frustration that what you were hoping for hasn't come to fruition yet. But he's asking you to have the long game in mind. Don't rush this. Trust that your heart's deepest longings can arrive if you keep asking for them, that you just plant the seeds, that you be so precise in your timing, trusting your gut, your intuition, your reality on timing. Don't rush this thing because it will come forward, but you need to be patient. You need to be diligent. You need to be devoted to what is actually true and real for you in this moment, even though it might be taking a little longer than you want it to. Feel the solidity of the Knight of Pentacles. Reside in the energy of that. There's an ease that comes when we slow down, when we let go of the obsession over the final ending and instead arrive in this exact moment of the journey. This moment. Now. So, yeah, determination, progress, stability. Trust your instincts. Slow the fuck down. I'm going to leave it at that, you guys. I am spent. It's been a day. Know that I love you. I hope that the Scorpio season, the next 3 weeks here, really go deep. I hope you take advantage of this for yourself, that you meet yourself at your deepest depths, at your most deepest longings, that you have the courage to bring them forward into the world. Ask for what you want. Trust that someone will say yes. You know, there's probably a bunch of someone's. They're just dying to be in service to this. So ask for it. Ask for it. Ask for it. Love you as always. Until next time, we'll see you next Tuesday.